This video is to introduce the characters for Chinese Made Easy, Lesson 17. The first character is Gong Si. Gong means public, and it's a really interesting character. It has the private or nose radical because you keep your nose in your private business. Now the character for public is a broken nose, so the privacy has been broken. The nose has been broken, which is why I have the picture of someone being hit. It's also a kind of a warning, like if you put your nose into other people's business and try and make it public, it will get hit. So you have the nose radical, bam, broken nose, and that means public. The Si in Gong Si is the same as the Si in Siji for driver. Si also means company. The next character is Jangfu Husband. We already seen the Fu before in Dai Fu for doctor. Remember, it's a character big, and then you add the extra line on top to indicate an adult man who ties their hair up with a hairpin. And then the Zhang means husband. It's like a person radical but more complex. 学校. We've learned before, school. Now you need to practice the xiao. Notice it has the tree radical because schools were made of wood, and then it has the father radical underneath a roof, almost. The next character is xian, first. We've seen it before in xian sheng, Mr., which means firstborn. Xian, first, is a picture of the first sprouts in spring, because their sprouts are the first sign of spring. So you have one line representing the ground, you have two lines representing the roots, and then a plant with a little flower. Xian, first. The next character you have to trace is yuan, part of yi yuan for hospital. And yuan is a really useful suffix. You'll see it in things like movie theater, 电影院, court, 法院, 后院, backyard, or academy, 学院. So once you've learned words for different activities, you can attach yuan to it, and it tells you the place where you do these things. It has the hill radical or town radical that we learned freshman year, the roof radical, and then this, which is actually the Chinese dollar sign, Chinese yuan, for the sound. The next character you have to trace is Jio Alcohol. We've seen this in the character Jio Dien, hotel. And you notice the character has the 3 dots of water because alcohol is a liquid, and then it has the alcohol radical, which has something that's been capped so it can ferment, and then it has a line inside it which indicates the level of the liquid, or I always memorized it as a little worm inside the tequila bottle. The next character is Dien from Jio Dien, hotel, also Shang Dien, store, and Fan Dien, restaurant. It looks like a little store. Here my students have illustrated it as a person checking you out at the store. You can attach this Dien to a lot of things like Shu Dien for bookstore or shoes, Xie Dien for shoe store. The next character is Tai for Mrs. Tai alone means too much. So Tai together is Mrs. And you notice it's the big character with an extra dot right here. And remember, big means a man with his arms out, and these are his legs. So you can make your own story because I don't want to get fired. The next character is Fan, which we've learned before. It has the food radical and this that kind of looks like a fan. The next character is Gong Chang, which means factory. Gong we've learned before in Gongren or Gongchengshi or 工作. The Chang in factory alone means factory. We've also seen it before as the cliff radical. The next character is Dien. We've seen this before in 我会说一点儿, I can speak a little. It also means dot or hour on a clock, and it's actually supposed to be a picture of a fireplace with a chimney and 4 dots of soot falling out of the fireplace, and so that means dot. The next 2 characters are 以后. Remember, 以后means after. And the "yi" you see in a lot of words, and the way I remember it is it looks like a snake with a tongue chasing a person. It's after you. 以后. The ho you'll just have to memorize. The next character is 妻子, which means wife. Notice it has the woman radical, and above that again we see our hand with the stick. Unfortunately, it's very similar to the slave radical, which has the water radical instead of a woman radical at the bottom. A nice way to remember it is it looks like a woman wearing her headdress to her wedding. Chinese headdresses would look very fancy, or sometimes it would cover the head completely.